I told him my internet name now is T. So I'm like gaming and shit.
I ain't gonna lie, this
so,
is probably the best podcast setup out of all the podcasts.
Yeah,
Hey, it's better than. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. If we on, I'll say we on.
Damn.
Yeah, we are.
Tony A, they kind of killing you right here with this thing. American Cholo, man, the seats are a little bit more comfortable, man. A little bit more
That's
spacious.
crazy.
And food community, hey, man.
Icon.
Hey, y'all had me
Icon.
in the middle. They had me in the middle, so I had to look like this. I'm looking like,
Joe, it's crazy.
I'm
we
double,
work, man.
so it's better, like the way, y'all better learn, the way this setup is, we're a little bit more comfortable.
Appreciate
We got the
that.
little
Man.
table.
Thank you for noticing that, too,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? Now, the only thing that they might have you beat, which probably be American Cholo, is on the microphone. I don't know how good the mics are.
Is that
If
right?
it picks,
Okay, shit.
I don't know if they're going to, we'll know when it comes
We'll
out
know.
of it. If I turn this way, is it really going to still get my...
Gotcha.
Oh, it's crispy? Icy.
You go see
Either way,
what
we'll
the
take
million
it.
views.
You know what I mean?
Is it-
We'll take
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Either way,
yeah.
we'll take
Has the
it.
podcast started? We already on?
Yeah, we
Okay,
good.
we live and
Hey,
direct.
yo,
vibing.
we out here, yo. Reentry Network Podcast. It's your boy Yak.
It's your boy T.
Y'all to see who we got in the
your boy
building, man.
GoldToes. What's
Julio,
happening?
go.
Yeah, man. Y'all niggas out there playing, nigga. They over there letting me GoldToes get on the mic. And then she turned around. She was like, yeah, you're going to talk in front of almost 1,000 people tomorrow. I'm like, what?
It's a lot, man.
That's a lot of people. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. So maybe my boy B, you want to tell them a little bit about what they got going on for tomorrow?
Yeah, so the reason why GoldToes is here too is because, as y'all know, from kind of for those the watchers, we work through a nonprofit organization that works with individuals that get them careers, helps with mentorship and all that. But what's great is that PBG has been able to provide this kind of mentorship and opportunity to the local schools of Los Angeles. I'm talking Inglewood, South LA, a bunch of other schools, right? So it's really dope is that we want to get amazing, dope speakers, entrepreneurs who can kind of talk to these kids that could relate to and express, how does this entertainment world go? How's the music entertainment world? How's just all that? What's it like to be a rapper? What are some stuff you got to think about? And I think GoldToes is going to be one of the best speakers out there to provide that kind of perspective, man.
Yes,
He's going to be talking to all these kids, man. These are like juniors, seniors who you're going to be talking to. They're going to be able to soak
So they're
this-
high school students?
They're high school students,
Okay,
man.
okay.
They're going to be
Students, yep.
soaking this stuff up, man. It's dope.
Man, that's good, man. I mean, just go out there and just be myself. That's the best way to do it,
You going with sunglasses or not?
I think I might go halfway and then halfway off. You know what I'm saying?
get it. Yeah,
Actually, if it's inside, it just depends. I mean, how I'm feeling. Sometimes the glasses kind of, I think they hide you sometimes. So it just depends.
I agree. And you know what,
what I'm
speaking of you, we want to start to get to know you, right?
Right.
You have a bunch of interviews out here where you're talking about some of the gossip shit and all that. I think what's great about Reentrynetwork Network Podcast is we're going to be able to touch on who you are and what your experiences are further than just we're barely touching the surface. We want to get deep type shit. You feel me?
Well, let's kill the live. Let's not give them that. Let's do it right. Kill that live right quick.
Yeah.
There you go. I respect that.
We'll
see ya.
You'll see you later.
So, but first and foremost, you're from the Bay Area, right? This is the first we've had someone from the Bay, right?
We might have had a couple people. I can't. So here's the thing where it gets confusing. In LA, you already know we're gonna say Frisco and the Bay or something like that, and everybody says, hell no, that shit's 2 hours away or something like that. You know what I mean?
Well, the Bay Area is San Francisco, Vallejo, Oakland.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So we gotta be specific.
Yeah, we got Bay Area. Then Sacramento's not Bay Area.
So Sacramento is not the Bay Area. Okay.
Stockton
gotcha.
is not the Bay Area.
Would that be like the Valley or
That's like
something
the
like
Valley.
that? Okay.
Modesto's the Valley. You got the Valley, then you got the Bay.
Got you. How far? What was the comparison city-wise from right here? From like LA, would it literally be the Valley or like Palmdale or something like that?
LA to San Diego.
Damn, that's a good little chunk. Okay, so now I know why. Like it's
San
not
Francisco, San Francisco and Sac are 2 hours away. So San Diego's 2 hours away from LA. So it's like LA, two different cities.
Two way different cities. Okay,
You feel me?
I see that.
So
yeah.
So
it's a lot of but everybody got kind of like that same flavor. You know what I'm saying up there, but ain't no flavor like Frisco flavor.
Baby.
Yeah.
So young age, man, you were there. One thing I wanted to, a little Tupac right here. What's up with that? Now, one thing I did want to talk about is your past too, because at a young age, you did lose kind of like a male mentor too. You lost your father at a young age as well,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. So you did grow up with your mother really supporting you your whole life. I want to touch on that too, what that was like, because you were the only sibling too.
Yeah, and I was the only child. My dad died when I was 7 years old. So growing up without a father in an all-black neighborhood with a pretty Latin mama.
That's trouble.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, but your mama fine toes. But back then with Julio, you know what I'm saying? My mom worked hard. I had some rough times on the block. Being just growing up as a kid and having to come home and not having a male figure there and having to bring those problems home to my mom. Like when Lester stole my bike, you feel me? She told me where my bike at. I told her somebody stole it off the balcony. How the hell somebody steal it off the balcony? We lived on a cliff. She was like, how the hell somebody? I'm like, Lester, hey, this cat, Lester, man. I was at the basketball court and he asked me to ride the bike. That's
number
like
one rule
thing.
number one.
Hey,
Don't
you ride the bike.
bike,
Like, hey man, you already knew you ain't supposed to let nobody ride the bike. But I'm like, man, it's Lester. You know what I'm saying? Lester ain't gonna take off my bike. Here, Lester go drive the bike. Lester never came back on my bike.
That's crazy.
I come home, my mom, where your bike at? And I'm like, man, somebody stole it off the balcony. And she's like, man, I ended up telling her, man, who she was, got on my case. And she grabbed me and she went down to Lester's house and his mama house and we got the bike back. And, you know what I'm saying? She was yelling at his mama and, my mom was a fool, she'll get out there and just start getting it in, she actually was like my protector. She would cuss out everybody on the block, you know what I'm saying? And stick up for me. And that was scary though too at the same time because there's some people that would knock your mama out on my block too. You feel me? So, but fortunately my mama was respected and they had the respect for her. So that was a good thing. Plus we had other family and friends on the block as well. Celine, Connie, Maria, my auntie Maria. We had a good foundation in the neighborhood, and but growing up, my mom, she with her being how can I say, with my dad's death, it brought there was a lot of controversy and a lot of things around that, and she was very militant after that, I would say.
So if you don't mind me asking, was it like a natural death?
No,
or was it
with
going through the with all the stuff out there?
He was killed by his first cousin who actually lived with us.
Right.
And
Gotcha.
were
Holy
crimies.
shit.
There were crimies, and there was some prison politics involved, and I don't want to get too deep into that. And things happen, and they were in the life, and
So that made mom stronger, probably, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just especially when it's in house. It's in your own house, and
Yeah, you're young.
Yeah,
You're
so
young
I
at
was
that
7
point.
years old.
7 years old. Yeah.
What kind of stuff? How are you feeling seeing this stuff in front of you? Do you
I
feel
was
like it's
numb.
normal?
I was numb. I mean, I cried. I remember when I cried, but I remember at the funeral I was playing. It was like it just really didn't affect me after that. You know what I mean? I think years later on it affected me, kind of like. But I learned to forgive the situation as well. I wasn't like stuck with like a bunch of hate in my heart, or learned to forgive the situation. Actually,
That's huge.
my cousin, my uncle, which my dad's cousin who killed him. I just found out because I'm writing my story that I had cousins in the projects that he got killed in, and we never knew this whole time, and we all just reunited. Two girl cousins.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And we all we got a good relationship, and we're building now. And that just happened about 2 years ago, which was a trip. I was tripping out. I'm like, what the fuck? And nobody ever told me out of the blue because my dad's mother and his sister, they basically were real prejudiced, and they really didn't. From what I'm hearing, basically because we were Mexican, I have Irish in me as well. You know what I'm saying? So because of the cut, they kind of disowned everybody, and they disowned his cousin's kids as well. I never knew about them.
Gotcha.
Damn.
So those were your dad's peoples.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, damn. What do you think happened when that happened to Pops? Was it like, you see, we were trying to tell you? You think they had that type of bias towards the situation? Like, shit.
No. It's just I don't think that. I think they just had some prison shit going on.
Oh,
Some
okay.
shit.
Got you. Even with
Yeah,
got
there
you.
was just some
It was
shit
a mix.
going on.
In the mix.
It was in the mix. It was something
Okay.
going on, and things happened, and I'm not going to look into it any further. It's done is done, and
Right. But you forgave. That's the thing. That's the
That's
big
the
thing
important
too.
part.
keep going,
Shit,
man.
forget.
You know,
Keep
shit
it pushing.
happens,
Yeah.
One thing that really interests me, I think, from your story, because I mean, we had a bunch of people on here, but usually there's always that black and brown versus type deal, right? But your story is pretty special because you were able to grow up in an area where you were accepted also by a different kind of ethnic background, right? Was that something that came easy, or was that something that you kind of had to work for a little bit
Nah,
to kind
it
of
was
be?
natural. It was natural.
was natural.
'Cause my dad and my mom, we all grew up black and brown in the neighborhoods we grew up. My mom and them grew up already like that in the Mission and in Army Street in the Patrol Hill area of San Francisco. So it was already embedded in me at birth. It was already embedded in my mom. You know, the lingo, even the way she talked.
I didn't know what I was doing. I did it with my aunt. Okay, I
Hold on.
moving people
You
off.
can't take over my mama's dinner talk.
I'm
Hold on,
sorry.
man. Come on now.
We're a whole different flavor in the Bay.
Oh, yeah.
We're totally different, but we're the same though. Totally different, but all the same.
Yeah. It's natural. Like I can't even say it. It's
Yeah.
something I had to adapt to. You know what I'm saying?
What like you were already, were you kind of like getting into some kind of activities already at a young age, maybe like let's say 12 years old, where you're kind of maybe becoming a little active into that world, or maybe even gang involvement and things like that? Or is that something you kept different or separated?
Wait, say it again?
Like for like gang involvement, did you start getting involved with gang in any way, or start getting affiliated in any way at a young age, or did you just push away from that?
I started getting more involved with gangs, I want to say probably around 17 years old, 16, 17 years old. That was when I started kind of picking that up, but more so when the music started coming out as well. You know, I started getting a little bit more affiliated with gangs. And, you know, I'm going to be honest with you. After the movie Colors came out, shit, I wanted to be a gang member.
That's right.
Hey, that movie right there, for real. I remember coming out of the movie theater, like, you know, we had in Frisco, you got turfs, you got sets, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got, you know, streets, you know, I'm from this block or blocks, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got Crips and Bloods up there, you know. And the whole North and South thing just started coming out around that same time when the Crips, when Colors came out, you know what I'm saying? That movie Colors really had an impact on the black and brown community, whether people want to believe it or not. I know when I walked out that movie theater, it just put something in my chest.
And just hearing you say that you watched that shit at the theater was fucking nuts. Like
Yeah.
you were there at the premiere of this, and you saw whatever happened after the culture shift. You know what I mean?
Seen it though, right? And I'm not
I've
tripping,
seen it.
right?
No, 100%. Yeah, that American Me, all that. And I know people, you know, that's the argument, right? Like that shouldn't influence you. It's just a movie. But man, you get a lot of youth, a lot of people like us. Same thing happened to me. I'm looking at the shit and I'm like, that's a bad motherfucker right there, you know? And that's what you strive to be. And next thing you know, you're going down that same rabbit hole, you know?
Right.
But 100%. So real quick, I was thinking. So Pops dies. You're 7 years
You know,
old.
I want to go back to the Pops died. I think, and let me just go back to the reason why.
100%.
go ahead.
That's why I kind of wanted to follow that.
I think that it happened. It was some prison shit going on. I think it was, you know, some robberies going on, and some shit went down, and whoop the wop, and you know what I'm saying. The drugs were involved. But I honestly think that they you know, it wasn't like a hateful kill. Like, it wasn't like that. I think it was more of it happened, but it was more of I don't want to say an accident, but it wasn't it was a mistake, I would believe. More of how can I say mistake? I can't really say what it is because I wasn't there, but after researching everything, it wasn't like all the way hateful. It wasn't like, I want to say it was probably more, probably think drugs were involved and a little bit of just an argument took place, perhaps. You know what I'm saying? And people get mad and shit happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, which would be worse if it was some thought out shit.
Right. I don't think it was a thought out,
you know?
planned out. You know, maybe it was an argument with a whoop, and you know, and I would say that. And you know, hey, you know, people make mistakes and we move on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me to hold on to that, it'll probably put me in a whole different realm as well. You feel what I'm saying? But you know,
so that's kind of what I wanted to ask is when that happened. Do you think that affected your identity or what was to become of whatever route you were gonna pick? Meaning, I'm gonna be a hard motherfucker so I can get back.
Yeah, I mean, I always wanted to. I mean, growing up, I always wanted to be a gangster. I tell you that.
Young, huh?
You know, yeah. You know, and fortunately, every time I got caught up, I had enough money to take my ass out of jail.
That's right.
Like when you get in, like, nah, give me the fuck up out. Let me
That's
pay my
crazy.
lawyer. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna be honest. I was always my mom. Like, I'm gonna go back to my mom, single mother. I went to public school, but at third grade, she put me in St. John's Elementary. It was a Catholic school, which is, I think was very good for me because that introduced God into my life. And I think going to Catholic school put the scriptures into me, the universe into me, which is about God and Jesus and everything. I don't want to say I'm all Jesus Christ, God this, God that. I'm not. I'm more now as I'm learning religion and everything. I'm more just about the universe and how can I say, the higher power. And I do believe I was at one time. And I talked about this when I did confirmation. It was something. I don't know what the heck it was, and I still don't know. But I think it's stuck with me for the rest of my life. It's there. I don't know what it is, but I think I got blessed with some type of.
What they have in that water, man?
I had some type of connection. I could say that. I got some kind of connection because I swear sometimes when I've been into some things, man.
Yeah.
And I know I start thinking, and if I start thinking hard enough and I talk hard enough, I just can get out of it. I don't know, it's weird. Or I can make.
What age is
I
it?
can make
No,
it.
I get you. And the good thing about that though is that ain't nothing wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I want to say, like, I don't want to no special powers. I just feel like I feel like I have a connection to whatever it is. And it's
energy,
there to help
huh?
me. You know what I'm saying?
The energy is always real, man.
You feel me?
Yeah.
That's why I don't be like I don't be fearful. I'm not fearful to do anything. I go. If anything gonna happen, man, well then it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
It's that Holy Ghost is what they call it too. The Holy Ghost follows you and does all that. And I'm getting religious and shit over here. Hey, but you don't follow a specific religion. It's just more so.
Nah,
it's
I
a
started
higher
changing.
power.
Yeah, it's a higher power. Well, yeah, because I stopped doing the whole church thing. I mean, I was an altar boy. I did all that, bro. I'm an altar
did?
Boy. Yeah, I was
So-
altar
so,
boy.
okay,
I was
so
an
let's
altar boy
kinda-
from-
let's- yeah.
Yeah, I was altar man. I was that mass jingle the bells. All the way to
Oh,
8th grade. Yeah, I
shit.
did all that. I
Was that because it was part of the culture at that time? There was
Yeah,
a
it was
time
cool
when
to be an altar
religion
boy.
wasn't
Was
shunned.
it?
Yeah.
Oh man, you was the altar boy. You was getting all the
that's
girls.
2000 shit where
Yeah.
people are like, you're religious, all that. But no, prior to that, religion was like, that was the standard.
Nah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
man, going to Catholic school wearing a uniform was like, yeah, you was like,
swag,
yeah,
yeah,
that's
that's
why
what's
you want
up.
the Catholic school girls, you know what I'm saying? Get the altar boy. I mean, for me, which maybe it ain't cool anymore, but it was cool to be an altar boy, Yeah, it was cool.
You
drink
did it?
them.
100%. Shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. I had no idea you did that.
I used to get up in the morning, 7:30 mass for St. John's, go there and you get to go to school late and, it was cool. Catholic school was some of the best years of my life, man.
What was
I'm saying?
that?
Y'all still had any little school
elementary or
dances
middle
and
school?
shit, too?
Elementary, St.
Elementary?
John's,
Okay.
3rd grade to 8th grade. And then I went to Reardon High School, which is a all-boys Catholic school at Reardon. And then I couldn't do it after that. After that, I was like, nah, because there was no girls. I was like, I can't do no all-boys school.
Hey, so
do Reardon, though.
What
Don't
about
get me
the
wrong.
academics, though?
Yeah.
That was good.
Academics
No, the
on point?
academics, yeah, you really, that was good. Like, I was a C student my whole time. I was a C student. I wasn't an A, B student. I was a C student.
Well,
average.
what they say, C's get degrees in college. I mean, shit. if
I was
that's
just
what-
watching
yeah.
that. I was
You
just,
know,
yeah, I was
you
just
know what I mean?
watching
Like,
that.
that's what they say, though, right?
You didn't think about sports though at all?
Oh
Like,
yeah, oh hell yeah, because I'm going to St. John's coming from the hill, from Diamond Heights. So I'm playing ball with the brothers on the block, football, everything.
shit.
So when I go,
Got you.
I was playing basketball, baseball, soccer. I was good in all sports, always. You know
no
what I'm
career
saying?
in it though. You were like, I'd chill from that. No, you didn't want to do a career in that. You were like, nah.
Nah. I at one time I thought I was gonna be a basketball or football player, but as I got into high school, I was obviously like, nah, this ain't for me, man. I want to do other things. You know what I'm saying?
What trips me out is like the neighborhood where you're growing up. You still kept away. It's crazy that school kept you away, but how hard was it to kind of like maintain your distance from like this whole like pulling game back pull to the neighborhood between the ages of like 12 to 17? Because you started getting exposed. It seems pretty late, 17, 18. But we had guys that were kind of like involved already at 11 type shit. You know?
No, I wasn't the kid like was in gangs at 11 years old. I was more just a kid playing on the block. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like repping the set at 11.
Yeah.
Nah, I wasn't that kid.
But I like how you said it. You literally lived it. You're growing there. You're growing up there. That
Right.
is your community, and that's what
Right.
happens. You have to learn a lot of these safety mechanisms.
So gangs for me, when we say gangs, we're going to talk about in San Francisco Latin gangs. I'm living in black neighborhoods, so when it came to the Latin gangs, you would go down to the Mission. That would be more down Mission Street would be one of the Latino gangs. So when I got older, a little bit older, like 16, I moved out. I'm living in San Bruno, South City, and I start, and I'm still going back home to the city. That's when you start seeing there was a change in our culture out there, and that's when the North and the South started coming in.
So you were about 16, 17 when all that started happening?
Yeah.
At that point, what was your plan? What was the plan? Was it high school, finish
I wasn't
high school?
really too much into it until even a little bit earlier as I maybe about 19 started really saying, throwing up my setting or, gang banging. And,
Gotcha,
you know what I'm
gotcha.
saying? And then in my early 20s, then it really started hitting harder. You know what I'm saying? But I think that, like I said, colors was a lot to do with it. And then the music started coming in. And
music did. I feel like music did play a part definitely at that time too. Because with you were that CD era.
Yeah.
Right? You were the CD era having to go around that. What was that?
Tape.
I was at tapes. I was at tapes.
Tapes?
Yeah,
Oh shit!
I was
I
at
forgot
tapes.
about tapes, bro.
World premiere,
That is
you
bad.
getting a blank tape and you copying that song as it's
Bro.
playing live. You know what I mean?
That's so bad. I forgot about tapes.
I would say I was a little bit of probably maybe even a late bloomer as far as into when it comes to the gang stuff, like really getting into it. I want to say
Okay.
I probably was. I know I was a big influence for creating probably a lot of gang members though.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you
I
say
can see
that?
that. I can see that.
Because of the music. You know what I mean?
So
And-
that
and-
whole beginning time though, you were more. I'm taking it as just seeing you now and like watching you over the years. The hustler mentality, hustler type,
Hustler,
lane.
hustler. I was hustler, trying to find my way. Like at 17 years old. Let me go back. No, see,
Okay.
17
Yeah,
years
yeah.
old. I was getting in trouble, and I know it's just me and my mom, and I went to the Army. What the fuck? I went to the Army at 17 years old. Yep, right out of high school. Went to the Army, and was like, man, okay, I'm trying to just make my mom happy, like I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Went to the Army.
It's only right.
And then I got out the Army. I did the reserves. I got out, and when I got out, I was doing the reserves, and maybe 6 months into that, I got caught up in a case where they tried to give me a hate crime. We got in a fight with some white boys on Van Ness. These college students, and they was attacking us. We ended up fucking them up.
As military people though?
Nah, I was
as
with my
reserve?
homeboys.
You were
I was with my
outside.
homeboys.
You're already out of that.
It
Okay.
was a good night. And this is where I want to say. So 17. So 17 years old. Went to the Army. I came back. I'm 18 years old, and this is where I would say, definitely where I was like, okay, I'm banging North Day. I'm getting in now. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting my feet really wet.
Yeah.
Before I'm more like a Frisco cat, grew up in a black neighborhood, doing my thing, just whatever,
Figuring it
whatever,
out.
figuring it
Yeah.
out. But once I got into that altercation, they try to make me and my friends an example of a hate crime. Basically,
Hate crime against
against gay
white
people.
What?
Yes.
Man, that's a
But
damn.
hold on. Don't get it wrong. We wouldn't be. They were trying to say
Yeah,
we
no,
gay
you're
bashing.
explaining,
We wasn't
yeah,
gay
you're
bashing. Nah.
crazy.
First of all, they weren't
Yeah.
gay. They were college students, older than me. We ended up fucking them up, busting their head open. You know what I'm saying? But the dude, when they were drunk going across the street, and they started kicking our car and shit, and so got out fucking them up, fucked them up, and because somebody in my crew said the word faggot. Right? Oh, you fucking
that
fag.
was it.
They had some there was a gay DA from San Francisco, and he fucking went in like he was like on some whole trip. So I thought it was cool. Like we get arrested that night? I think we got arrested. And they let us go the same night or some shit, and then they came back like 2 weeks later, full force newspaper, $100,000 bond bail. I'm like, what? You got a hate crime? They tried to put this whole, and they didn't get us for that, but I still had to I still had to do time. Went back to the county, and then that's when I really was like introduced to like, okay,
Choose
what's
a
going
side,
on?
where you going?
All that, everything. And I kind of knew, I already know what time it is, but that's when I really started. Okay, and then from there, just that right there was a turning point in my life, because I kind of like, I want to say I kind of liked it at that point. Like, oh, I like the J.O. Oh, shit, you know, your first exciting. You know, it's a little different. Oh, this ain't shit,
you know what, real quick, I want to say my philosophy with that one is, and maybe you can chime in on it, is I tell everybody when you do 16 with half, that's enough to just get you thinking you're in a movie, you're Scarface.
You're something. You're doing
but
something.
when you do 10 plus,
Right.
that change. You're done playing pinochle with the fellas, you know.
Right.
So I've always had a philosophy on that it could go way worse if you're
Right.
doing anything under a year, because your name gets out there. You start meeting everybody and their mama, and now you're cool. Now you're in the mix.
Right.
And
right.
so what happens there, right? It's kind of like.
So I would say there was that was a turning point for me. Definitely, I would say that was a turning point for me. And then I started getting really into the mix with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And
What's mom's thinking about this too, though? Like she's still there, no?
She's still there. Yeah, she's still there. She was cool. She was just, I was at that time I started, really just getting into the streets a lot more. You know. And
So you were away from the house a little more.
I was already hustling and living on my own and getting my own apartment.
That's fucking
I'm out of
nuts.
here. I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always had my money on. You know what I'm saying? As a youngster, that I always had my money on. I would say.
Where was rap at? Was that even a
Wasn't
thought
even
at this
a thought.
point?
I wasn't even thinking about rap until about 22 years old.
Okay, so you're about 18.
So
this time you
18,
catch this
19,
crazy
20,
case.
21, and then 22 started doing the rap. I caught another case. I got like 4 gun cases and
Damn.
fucking. I got 2. I had 4 gun cases, but I got 2 of them in 1 year. I was like, man, and that was just stupid shit, just being drunk, getting caught with my gun. Like, goddamn, you know what I'm
So
saying?
you did some county time though.
Oh yeah, I done.
What was
county.
that? Your first time going county? What was your experience and how old were you?
It's cool. I was 18. I was 18 years old.
You went in there, you knew how to move a little bit already, based off
I
everybody's
knew
experience.
everybody already. You got to,
Yeah?
Even though, look, even though when I say I got introduced to the gang life, it's just I started being more aggressive with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
boom. Other than that, I already knew everybody. I know everybody, like, just because I was always moving around from, like, I was probably one of the only cats. Well, not the only cats, but as a youngster, I always moved around. Like, I even now, I'm in LA. I'll be, like I said, I'll be moving. I can't stay in one spot. Never been me. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
I know
right.
everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? What's happening? Woo. But I was a little bit more aggressive with it. And then that's when, like, the whole we had a little bit. The funk was a little bit getting. Now it was on with North and South. It was a little getting more aggressive, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know.
So 22, the music comes up. Did you ever have anything to do with like Darkroom Familia and Woody and what they had going on?
No,
Or was that
no.
before or after?
Woody was after me. Sir Dino was.
So you go back
right
before that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
before Woody, and then Dino was like right. We're like right at the same time.
Darkroom Family, all
Yeah.
that was going on at the same time. GoldToes was coming up right behind there. Okay, right there.
Yep, right at the same time. You know.
So what did that entail? My fault.
No,
I
you're
just kind
good.
of want to set the
But real quick, you weren't GoldToes before. You were
Julio.
just Julio, like
straight
that.
up Julio.
Just Julio.
That's
They
right.
call me Hooch or Julio, but man,
Hooch.
yeah, Julio. Pretty
Damn, I
much.
would introduce you
Hey,
as
and I
Hooch for
read
sure.
and I read in a comment that GoldToes was a name for datings up north, or something like that. Okay,
yeah.
I didn't know. That's new.
Yeah, so that's they named me after
Okay.
the gold rims on your car.
Got you.
That's
got
hard.
you.
That is
That's
hard.
right. That's right. Yeah.
So you start getting into the rap. Well, I guess pretty much the rapping world.
Yeah, and I'm interested to know what
Yeah.
did that even consist of? What did that even mean at that time when they weren't? There was no internet. There was nothing.
Well, at that time, it was just learning how to make music.
Okay.
Like you get an artist, go to the studio, get the reels, and like I was saying, once I made my first song with Seth the Gaffer, I was addicted. You make that first song, you're like, this is my song. And
So you
people
knew
are
you wanted to
bumping.
rap though, off rip.
No, I didn't want to rap.
Oh,
I don't know
okay,
how to rap.
okay.
I still don't know how to rap. People got to write my raps. I always say that, man. Well, I don't know how to rap.
Got you.
I don't know how to
didn't know
rap.
if that was
Mother-
out there.
I'm a
That's why I didn't.
reciter, professional reciter.
Okay.
But no, so that was just learning how to make a song. Like basically pay you for the beat, pay him for the studio, go buy these reel to reels, and that's it. Put it together. As you started doing that, I started learning. Okay, I'm listening to beats. Oh, I like that beat. Boom. Okay, what artist do I want? I want that artist. I'm gonna get that guy.
Straight producer
and I have my
vibes, huh?
money to I can get whoever I wanted.
Yeah.
So pick your favorite rapper. I'm gonna go get him to rap for me, and I'm gonna own the song.
Yeah. How far were you going to promote your shit? Like what was like the extent that you were doing to promote your music?
At first, I was just trying to be famous in my city, just San Francisco, right there.
So what that mean? Mixtapes or something like that?
No, I was
Out the
my
trunk,
first
or-
compilation. No, my first compilation was 17 Reasons, historical compilation.
Okay.
17 Reasons.
That's one.
That
So
put on-
you
I put
started
every-
hard. You didn't even.
Oh, I came out the gate with one of the best albums ever in the Bay Area.
Okay.
It's a compilation album. I ain't gonna say there's a lot of great albums, but it's up there.
Yeah, you got
it's
to.
up
You
there.
gotta
It's
give
one of their
your-
top ones. You know, and that compilation also was one of the first compilations that really put Latinos on, that showed that, hey, there's Latins about to start rapping in the game.
That's what's up.
Then the second one, 18 with a Bullet, you got 17 Reasons, you got 18 with a Bullet. Then we came out with Mr. Key. You know what I'm saying? Then we came out with Gangsta Flea. We came out with Cool. Then I started going to Texas. You know, I just started making album after album. I had the Gamblers. You know, then we created Thiz Latin Records. So I always just kept everything going, making albums after that. You know, and learning the business at that time.
Did you meet anybody? How'd you even know that was a lane that was something that is possible?
I didn't. I just lived every day.
You said, "Fuck it,
Once you start doing music and you get that addiction, it's an addiction. It's almost like a drug. You get that every day. I have to do something every day for my music. Even right now, I just did that song. I'm like, every day I'm trying to still do something.
That shit goes
Doing
off,
this
too.
podcast, I'm GoldToes. I gotta, I still gotta be in your face. You feel me?
Yeah.
That shit
So,
goes
you know,
off.
you just gotta. I got some bad. Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. I got some bad music. I've been behind a lot of good songs too. A lot of good songs. Like right now, we just did that Jenny 6ix9ine and Too Short.
I saw that. Yeah,
and Burner and
That shit
Jay
gonna be
Diggs.
big, too.
That shit is gonna be fire.
Is that for the song that you showed us too, or not? That's
No,
separate,
that's
right?
another one.
They were
That's the
doing
one.
something on Instagram. You guys
Yeah, I
were
saw
shooting.
that.
It's already
Yeah.
shot, probably already done, right?
Yeah,
already,
yeah,
Just
yeah.
in the chamber.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
I do want to touch on that relationship with Burner, you and Burner too, because I'm curious to know where that's gonna go. Like as far as like, you know,
my brother.
what's cooking up there, if there is.
Burning me is locked in forever. You know what I'm saying? It's a lifetime friendship. You know, I've been there his whole career, and he's somebody that has been able to maneuver through the rap game, and got into other businesses, and and we've been solid the whole time. He's one of a kind, very unique. You know, there's only going to be one Burner in this lifetime. The way he did it, you know, he had a lot of trials and tribulations himself.
Yeah,
and I've been a very strong backing for him to make sure he gets through this hip hop industry, well, pretty much in the entertainment industry.
So with you, who was kind of like the person you looked up to in the early stages of as far as the rapping, or were you like, I look up myself, like that was my
No, I looked up to a lot of people. I would say one, JT, the bigger figure from Fillmore. He was one of the pioneers out of San Francisco, putting things down. Master P for sure, Master P. Jay Prince, Rap A Lot Records.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? As far as CEO and somebody that moves
Doing
like
moves,
a real
really.
pro
Yeah.
in the game. You know what I mean?
What about Mac Dre? Anything with that?
Mac Dre off top, yeah. Mac Dre, you know, when those are artists. Like Mac Dre's an artist, but like I'm talking, and he was a CEO, but to have like personal dealings with and how can I say, not personal dealings. Okay, so looked up to as an artist or a CEO? That's which way?
There's
More
a
on the
difference.
art- he
Okay, I
would
see.
be
The
more on
artist side, yeah.
He would be more.
He's
on
more on the artist side, you know what I'm saying? I mean, no, he's CEO too. I mean, of course, Mac Dre, but I'm trying to think. There's somebody I'm missing, man.
And I'm trying to think like people, big people who you rubbed hands with that you probably took away something. You know what I mean? Some of those big figures, like you
I feel like
you
you're
just
the
threw some
type,
names
though.
out, bro.
I'm trying to think.
There's a bunch of them, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, like
I feel like you're the type anybody you meet, you take something from. Like you always try to like take some kind of knowledge or something from anybody.
yeah, no,
at the end
I'm a
of the day.
sponge. I mean, there's you could take something from anybody. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I would say my brothers at Thiz Entertainment for sure, Miami and Kilo. You know, who am I forgetting? There got to be somebody I'm forgetting right here. Man, I can't think of
That's
it.
all right.
Yeah, we'll get to him if it
Yeah,
pops up.
it's
Shoot
gonna
it
come
out,
up
shit,
for
yeah.
sure. It's already.
I think I know who I want to say.
All right, what is it controversial? What's going on here? What's it?
Suge Knight.
Suge Knight. Okay.
Yeah, I like Suge, man.
You know what? People forget that
Shit.
Suge
If
Knight.
it wasn't
and
for
Death Row-
Suge, if it wasn't for Suge, you wouldn't have none of that shit.
Yeah.
That is
I don't give
true.
a fuck what they say. Well, if it's Suge, you wouldn't have nothing. But I mean, I'm gonna say, no, let's go back. Ask me that question again.
who do you look up to as far as in the early realm of rapping?
These are my people. JT, the bigger figure.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Where we going with it? Where we going?
Oh
with it?
yeah.
Suge Knight.
Okay.
Master P. J Prince.
And those in order?
J Prince. Okay.
Them right there.
This is prior to you even going out there.
It's probably,
You already knew who- you
that's
already
that's
knew
what
what
I
he
would
had-
say. That's who I would say that though. And I don't know. I ain't never I haven't did business when none of all the last three JT. Yeah, he from hometown, but the other three, like I'm not like tied in with them or tight, and they've done business with them. Just looking at them and how they moved and what they did and what they accomplished. That's who I would say I looked up to and who I tried to not be like, but they rubbed off on me.
Yeah.
Master P's hustle, Suge Knight's aggressiveness,
That's right.
Jay Prince's gangster, and Jay Prince's gangster and JT's hustle.
I like that
So
though.
Jay Prince gangster, Master P's. What I say, Master P's. What? Damn.
I think you said what was it?
Marketing. Well, Master P. He has Suge Knight's aggressiveness. Jay Prince's gangster, Master P's. Marketing.
That's a solid roster, bro.
solid
That's a
roster.
solid roster.
All of them.
Yeah.
How did
And
that?
Master P always gets thrown out there, and I like that. Motherfuckers forget No Limit
Master
Records
P
had
was
it going.
hard.
Had it.
Reasons was actually right after.
Yeah.
They had it going.
Yeah.
So Master P had dealings in up north for a little bit.
Yeah, he was in
Is
the
that
Richmond.
right?
He was out of Rich. He was in the Rich.
Really?
He came out
Okay,
West
that's
Coast
my
Bad
fault.
Boys,
Maybe I'm-
Volume 1 and Volume 2.
I started. You know what? I started listening to Master P like the Lalo era when he dropped that Lalo with Snoop Dogg. Little before that, maybe because of the age difference. But that's when I already figured he was in whatever it is, Atlanta, that type of area, East Coast. You know,
Nah, he was in Richmond, man.
Master P.
He got a lot of Bay game. The Bay
That's
gave
right,
Master
that's
P a
right,
lot
yeah.
of game.
Somebody needs to throw that out
He
there.
did.
That whole,
It's almost like how Master P came to the Bay and then he went back to the South. It's almost like how I came from the Bay and went down South.
and you took all that
You
good
know what I'm
shit
saying? And
you-
went to the South. with it,
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing I respect about y'all, like this is what I'm gonna say, because I'm from a different kind of era of music and stuff like that too, is the trip on the volume part, like how y'all know each other. Like y'all, nowadays social media, we know everything about everybody, but back in the day, you guys would have to be word of mouth type shit.
We was
Like, y'all had to be-
hand-to-hand combat. Hey, homie, you want to buy the CD? Check it out. They got so-and-so on here, so-and-so. Come on, man, check it out, man. You want to listen to it?
That's crazy.
And
Like
if
you
didn't
really
buy it,
had to do that.
I would give you the CD because the CD at that time only cost $1. So it's like,
That's
fuck,
right.
I'm trying to get 20
I'll
bucks
give
or
you the
10.
CD.
Trying to give you, if I talk to you and you're like, nah, you're acting like, I'm here, just take it. Because I know once you put that motherfucker on, you're going to smack it. You're going to buy it. And if
That's
it
fucking
scratches,
crazy.
you're going to need that CD back in your shit. That's how confident I was with the music that I was putting out. I wanted my music out there.
You've seen the music world develop.
Yeah,
like
I'm
what is
tripping
some
out on that.
shit?
Like
yeah.
you knew off rip that what you put out there, just like you knew off rip that it was gonna do numbers and it was gonna resonate with the people.
Right. And you want people to have it. Like, you want to be like, here, bump that
Yeah,
shit.
go
You feel
ahead.
me? You know?
That's a trip, right? And at a certain nowadays, it became you give me $10 once you get the CD. But in my head, I'm from that like as long as it gets out there, somebody's bumping it in their car. I mean, shit.
That's it.
You know.
That's it, man.
So you're okay. So now you start getting. I kind of want to start touching about the music industry now and where you're at now, because what's dope. I've heard it on American Cholo too. Your story with the black and brown entertainment and how that came about. Love the name too. That's dope. What is like? How did that start for you? How did you learn to build this business and build this entertainment world? Like, how did you? What
Put a
was like
name
step
on it, all
one?
that.
Yeah, like
Well, when I started noticing that black and brown, we put that name together, I seen that it was an instant magnet to it. What's up, Kilo, man?
Sid, real black and brown, boy.
Yeah, man.
Mobbing, man.
Still been here, man. Before black and brown was black, and before you motherfuckers put a name on it.
Mob with us, we out there, yeah. It's a whole different feel, you know. People were like, they were pumped about it. And being from San Francisco, that really represented, actually being the Bay Area, it really represented the Bay on how we grew up. You know what I'm saying? Because blacks and Latinos, we really got along and we meshed well together. you know?
yeah.
it just represented us, and I think people wore it on their chest.
How did you learn the business side of it though?
The business side, I really, what I would do is I would go have meetings with me and the people I would have meetings with, and I'd bring my friends with me, and I'd always have different people, and I'd go talk to the people, and I would have a discussion, and my guys would be around me, and then after I'd talk, we'd go talk to my homies and be like, well, what do you think? Whoop, and kind of listen to everybody, and then I'd make my assessment of if I'm gonna do a deal with this guy, or can we get a better deal, or however it may be, But really, it was just, it's a repetitive thing. You're buying posters, you're buying beats. At the end of the day, making the music is one thing. You got to make good music, and then once you got the music, you got to know how to push the music out, and you got to have the money to push it out. You got to have the marketing money, and then once you got that, you can have. I know people that they got the money. They had the posters, they got the flyers, they did the music, but them motherfuckers would not get out to go pass out their damn flyers and posters.
Really? That's crazy.
They want everybody else to do it for them. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'm talking about record label. Like me, I'm buying my posters and flyers. I'm passing my own shit out.
Yeah.
I'm passing everything
makes hella
out.
sense.
Everything's going. I would go to San Jose at the. Bro, I would like motherfuckers know me. Like I would be in San Jose at the strip. All the lowriders would be out. I would roll up all my posters. I'd get a few of my homies. We'd roll up all the posters, hella posters, and I would just go down and walk down the whole strip, San Ho, Frisco, any lowrider strip that they were gonna have. Every car, I would just walk down and every car put the posters in there, flyer and posters.
Yeah, just like that.
I'd walk down. I'd be up there all night. For me, I was always, like I said, I was always a hustler. If I was shining shoes at 11 years old, don't give me some posters and flyers that it's my music. I'm gonna hit the whole block.
Fucking do the whole thing.
I'll hit the whole car show. Every car show, everybody walking out with a poster and flyer. Everybody. This is before we knew about, put your booth up. I learned that shit. I wish I would have knew that way back then. I didn't even know about booths. You know what I mean? Now everybody, let's get a booth and put it up.
Yeah,
if I would have
true.
just had that, it'd have been on. But before it wasn't like that. I'd get a paper bag, garbage bag with hella flyers, hella posters rolled up and take my shit and go.
For sure.
Like in Texas, when I was in Texas, hot as fuck Texas too, man. Like South Park Mexican and all them, they'd be on stage and he'd have the booths and all that. I didn't have shit. All I had is my fucking posters, and I had my flyers, and it was me by myself. I was running on the law. I was on the run. I was gone. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was out there wilding in Texas. Man, you know what I remember one time there was a car show and I seen everybody, and I'm looking at everybody and I'm like, okay, all these motherfuckers got booths. Nobody's letting me in the booths. I got a big ass box of posters, and I can't just keep going down. Like I said, fuck that. I grabbed 2 big ass garbage cans. I took the garbage, put it to the side. I grabbed 2 garbage cans, the big gray ones.
Yeah.
Flipped them motherfuckers upside down and made my booth. Put my shit right here,
That's
posters here.
nuts.
Boom, put my stacks of CDs. Hey, I'll never forget it because motherfuckers I had the record labels looking at me like, and I'm right there in front of them. I'm the same people. It's like right here's that label and that label. I put my shit right in front of them. So the traffic that was going there, they went there and they went to me. And I'm had my own little one-man booth. And I was just getting it in, making my money.
That's like the definition of shit, getting where you fit in. That's really
get
what
in
that
where you
was.
fit in, man. It's like, okay, y'all ain't got no room for me over there. Y'all ain't got no room for me. I'll make my own fucking booth right here.
Yeah.
Boom. You feel me? They just be like, this motherfucker really doing it. I'll never forget, that was when I was promoting Black and Brown Ride at the Screwed and Chopped, 2002. That was
2002.
It was a green CD, and then I had Black and Brown Ride at Thugs 2001.
So Screwed and Chopped, that was probably done to kind of for the Texas crowd. That's what.
Yeah,
was
but
going
I was
on
the
at the
first
time?
one to bring it to the Bay.
Okay.
GoldToes was the first one to bring Screwed and Chopped to the Bay.
go.
Facts.
Hey, so let's touch on that. How'd you even get to Texas?
Well,
How'd that even happen?
Because I started going down there promoting Mr. Key. And then I got tied in with South Park. Baby Bash was out there. He was already from the Bay. And they kept coming down there. But once I started seeing what South Park had down there with all... Man,
Did they have Dope House Records already?
Yeah, they had Dope
at the
House.
time?
And they started, man, I was looking at all the people and all the Mexicans out there. I was like, bruh, this is like a milk and honey over
Gold
here.
mine
boy.
out
It's
there.
a gold mine.
What's the comparison? Was it like...
There's a lot more. I want to say Texas got a lot more love
That's right.
for the people,
Yeah.
for the brown.
I can see
It's
that.
a lot more love, a lot more laid back, and a lot more unity, I would say. You know what I'm saying? There's not a separation. You go in there, you got open arms, everything's cool. Music is good. There's a lot of women. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Women are
yeah.
beautiful, and they're plentiful out there. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what else can you want?
Yeah, nah, you right.
What else
But
can you want?
sounds like, damn, I need a house out here. Shit,
Hey,
yeah.
it ain't expensive. You go down there, you get you a little baddie and get an apartment and you be straight. You feel me?
Yeah,
Might have a few of them out there. You feel me? It's cool. You know?
Hey, I like how you again, we won't get into like the controversy about SPM, but how'd you meet SPM? How'd that even present itself?
He tried to sign to me, bro. He called in 96. I think it was 96.
How old were you in 96, B?
Bro, I wasn't fucking born yet,
There you
bro.
go.
96.
That's
He called
crazy.
I get a phone call.
I wasn't fucking
and
born
he-
yet.
and my homeboys tell me about him. You need to sign this dude South Park. And he leaves a fucking voicemail and he's rapping on my shit. And I'm like,
Carlos
bruh.
Coy, huh?
No, I remember
rapping on the
I
phone?
wish I'd have had. He's rapping on my
That would've been
voicemail.
crazy,
On my
bro.
voicemail.
That's nuts.
He's
That
rapping on
would've
my
been nuts.
voicemail, and he was talking about, my boy wanted me to sign. I'm like, bro, that nigga is weak, bro. Excuse me.
Yeah, is that
Hey,
right?
hey,
At the time, that's what.
like, nah. I was like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it.
no.
Hey, this ain't it.
Yeah,
Then my homeboy hit me up. He was like, hey. He was like, man, you got to come down here. This dude, South Park, is cracking. I'm like, bro, you lying. I'm like, you lying. Because it's like, it was just so simple. Like, nah. So when I ended up going down there, because Bash was down there, I was so mad. I was upset with myself. I was like, I remember I went to the concert, and because he wanted me to sign him.
Right.
He was looking for, I don't want to say he wanted me. He was looking for a label to sign him. He was looking for somebody to sign him.
So he didn't even have Dope House probably at this time.
I don't know because I didn't even give him a chance
You
to
didn't
tell me
even-
shit.
damn,
To
that's
me,
a
he was
crazy,
weak. He was like, nah, this ain't
That's
this
nuts.
ain't it.
This
This
ain't
can't
it,
be
Chief.
selling. That's in my mind.
You know what album it was, or was Time Is Money?
No. He was. I don't even know if he had an album out. All I know is he was rapping on my voicemail, and I was listening to it. I'm like, hell nah.
Damn.
And so about 2 years later, that was 2
okay.
years. 2 years after that thing, I go out there, and man, I'm looking around, and he's doing this concert, and it's like all these motherfucking Mexicans. Everybody's like just going crazy, and I'm just remember thinking like, man. I had this dude getting at me, and I what the
Yeah.
fuck did
Fucked
I
it up.
just
That
do?
is crazy.
Anyways, long story short, I was like, and then when I started listening to him, I'm like, now I liked him. Now I heard him down there, and I'm like, oh shit, this is hard. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what happened, man.
So
That's fucking fire.
that's nuts because like even now, how different do you feel like the music world is now compared to it is back then? Like, what is the biggest thing that you feel like is so different?
I think the hustle, the internet. You know what I'm saying? You could just be on the internet and go and get heard and be famous. You know, and that's it's a lot easier. You feel
So
me?
is that you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
That's a good thing.
Good thing.
Good thing,
Okay.
yeah. I think now you get a lot more money with the internet.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think.
How
I
does
thought it was all the 10-cent streams were kind
Yeah.
of doing something where it wasn't.
I mean, if I would say this, if you're an artist that came up before the early 2000s, you're good. Like people gonna know you. 'Cause,
Okay.
like, we have that CD. We already put stuff out, and that you're gonna be implemented in history forever. But I mean, it's just. Well, you got to figure when you got CDs, you have stuff you have to store them, you have to hold them. The CDs, people don't know 1,000 CDs. You know, those are boxes. So 10,000 CDs gonna take up this whole room. You still got to move them. There's no more record stores no more. You still got to when you have the record stores, you got a thing called points of purchase. So you have to be able to go to every record store, pay them a little money, so you can have when you walk in, you have your poster right there in the front with your CDs right there. You know, now you could just. If you got a dope ass song, throw it out on the internet. That's just gonna go if it's dope.
I see.
Put some
Yeah.
money behind it.
Yeah.
You know?
It kind of filters whoever's meant for that stardom out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because if it hits, it hits. That means the people are messing with you, and that's just gonna take off.
Yeah.
Where's more money in this realm as far as in this industry? Like where is most of the money? Do you feel like it's like on some Instagram shit, Spotify, like shit like that? Like from your experience,
I would say TikTok. If you can get famous on TikTok, it's definitely gonna do something good for you. I mean, money's on Spotify and YouTube.
Spotify and YouTube.
Spotify and YouTube. If you're cracking on Spotify and YouTube, you're gonna do good.
It's popping.
Are you trying to do anything with any of those? Like, are you trying to push one specifically right now, or all of them,
No,
or
I
anything
just
like
push
that?
everything out, man. Right now, it's like I'm a distributor, man. Get it out. I try to tell people to put money on their stuff so you can get yourself positioned to be listened to and positioned to be heard. Those two things. So put money on your videos so you can be heard. Doing ads on YouTube. Put money and get on Spotify playlists. Do some Spotify. Do some ads on your TikTok ads. You know, I got one of the biggest songs in the world right now. I got one of the biggest songs that made TikTok crack.
Which one
What
is
song is that?
it? Have I heard it? Well, yeah, which one is it? Where we at?
I feel. Should I be ashamed?
What's one of the
I'm keeping it
biggest
real. I
meme
don't want-
songs that on TikTok that
Memes.
meme song? Meme. It's not even it's a song, but it's just like a little jingle.
Is it that?
Fuck.
Oh no. Oh,
Really?
Nah, for real.
That's my
you.
song. I own it.
Hey, so how does that work? Like that shit has a billion plays or it has
Wait,
a
hold
billion.
Say,
It's got
sing it again. Sing it
70
again. No, bro, for real.
Hashtag it right now. It's at 72.2 billion.
Jesus,
right now.
that is
You hashtag oh no on TikTok right now. It's at 72.2.
That's a crazy number. That's a
Motherfucker changed my life. Goddamn.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Is
for
that right?
real. What
Okay.
happened after
That
that?
shit-
Like,
man, it's a phenomenal. It's a phenomenon. It's like one of those songs that will probably never ever go away.
You're right. The internet has did that to it. You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? So make an oh no video.
That's right.
So
Keep
we about to do that shit today.
Hashtag it oh no.
Yeah.
But no, it's just something that happened. It's I always said, all we need is one song. One song. I told my company, all we need is one song. And they would tell
crazy.
you, Alex, FA, shout out to my president and my vice president, Alex and FA.
Shout out.
I always say, all we need is one song. One song can really change the game for you. You know, I have a few of those, but that one is definitely a
Fuck yeah, that's
Monster.
universal.
it's
Yeah.
fucking nuts.
There was a moment where you could not watch a video without that damn song in there. You know?
there's so many of it. It's embedded in time forever, so it's
Yeah.
just going to keep going.
That shit was annoying, bro.
You know, like TV shows were a phase for us. I think memes are gonna be a phase for the new generation.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
remember when that meme was coming out?
We even got oh no on Facebook Messenger. If you go to the X, it's the oh no.
Oh man.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Yeah, it was on Super Bowl, Uber, you know, it was on all kind of stuff.
So
Well,
what?
Super Bowl, and you got reached out
Yeah.
directly for that
I
to make
didn't,
that happen.
I
But
didn't,
well, yeah,
but
you're
it got done,
yep. Okay.
on top of what you got with your music industry, what other stuff do you have in the pipeline that you're trying to get going?
Movies. Get
I
into
see.
the movie game.
Movies.
With Michael Corleone, we're doing reality TV shows. Then we're doing Splash City, me and Burner. We got the Splash City being filmed by Four Ways Entertainment in San Francisco.
Have you seen that show, This Food? Seen that one yet? No? That one's good. You
I
seen
like that Michael Corleone though. That's
Corleone.
He's big on
He's
YouTube
gonna be
right
out here.
now.
We're
He's
gonna be out
hitting.
here. Yeah, he's doing his thing. But really, that movies. But really, I'm cool where I'm at. I want to master and be the best at distribution and help and being a good guide into the music game. I don't think I want to do any too much more than that. I mean, if I do a movie, I'll do it and put them in best and this, that, and the other. But my sweet spot is exactly where I'm at right now.
That's right.
I like
I
that.
don't need to do anything too much more. I'm not like, I need to do this, do that. You know, I made my next goal. I'm okay. Hold on, maybe I do want to make a hit. GoldToes, make a hit.
There you go.
rapping.
Got to. Got to. It
One-
might be
one
what you just
time,
showed us.
I let them know I can do it, boy.
Hey, I was telling them about that. I'm a gangster. I'm a
husler.
I literally.
I'm a
So I'm
player,
from the swap
making
meet where I
paper.
had to go get
I'm
the
a
CD
rider.
from the swap meet. It was with
Lucky Luciano.
Lucky Luciano, and now
That's
he's
what-
blogging and doing all
Yeah.
that. And so I went away for a little bit, and when I got out, it was social media. CDs weren't really a thing, and so I was like, I didn't go away for that long. But I'm saying, I tripped out to find everybody that I used to listen to on the swap meet CDs are in social media. They got accounts now, and it's like, okay, there's a shift. But I lost a lot of those heads, so I trip out when I run into a Lucky Luciano on TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? That's crazy. I used to listen to that rap. That song was in my rotation, bro.
That was my song. I made
know what I
that
mean?
song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I remember making that hook.
It had to been like what, 07, 08? I could have sworn that's when I was bumping.
07, 06.
Yep.
Yep. Game Untold album.
Yep. I remember I told him, I was like, I used to, that's what I
We-
used to
and
bump.
and you
know
heard
what
it
I
on
mean?
Pocos Pero Locos.
Had to have been on that mix CD.
Yep.
Yeah, I had that same thing. I still have the originals of every CD you can think
It's
of.
the
Little
GoldToes
Rods.
kicking down toes in the club.
Just crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. He wrote that verse for me too.
Who's that? Lucky
man.
Luciano?
You know, Lucky one of my artists. You know, I got
Is
all-
he? Okay, even though
So
he's
I got-
in Texas, he's doing his thing.
I
You
got
guys-
all Lucky catalog, Juan Gotti, Dat Boy T. Meaning
Juan
they're all
Gotti.
distributed. They're all distributed through me. Everybody.
Man.
I got all them. They all distributed.
I'm on the
me.
street slanging diamonds and necklace. That is crazy. That song with Juan Gotti. That's
Yeah.
nuts.
But I pretty much I would say almost every Latino artist is somehow, some way, got a song or albums distributed through me.
Okay, so you know
anyone.
what? I'm curious about that. I've always wondered what does that mean? Is that like a deal? Do you sign away your? What does that mean?
Either they did a song with somebody and they own it, and that song's coming through me, and it's on their album. You know what I'm saying? Like it's somebody's voice. They're pretty much anybody. I would say I probably got everybody in the Latin rap game is got a song somehow distributed through GT distribution.
Oh shit.
Whether if they own it or not, they might have
Directly or
did a feature with somebody,
indirectly.
you know? Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
Feel what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so to get like a distribution deal, you don't necessarily have to sign. You don't sign your.
No,
your-
it's just no. You don't sign your. It's not a record deal. It's just
Okay.
you're coming through me for my services to get you to all the platforms, collect the money, and pay you out. And then, of course, I with me, my company is a little bit more. Well, we're a little bit more intense and aggressive. You know, I come in if I like it, I'll come in with some bread and help you out. You know, I build relationships with everybody. I peep everybody out, and I'm personable, man. Like I'm not the guy that's
100%.
running away and. Oh, I can't fucking call him. He's on his email. He done took my album. You know, half these motherfuckers, they dealing with these people and they can't even get a hold of them. You gave them a
That's
project. And
fucked up.
they don't know what to do. Or they don't know what to do. A lot of these dudes don't know what to do. They made the album. They think they know what to do, but they can't get questions answered. Like, what to do? It's like, man, call me up, bro. What do you want? Here, this is what you do, bro. You know what I'm saying? Real simple. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, 100%.
And then,
What? Real quick, what I do have just to kind of because I know what time is it? I think we got to be at West LA
Yeah.
pretty soon. But the last thing I want to ask is kind of random, but what's this whole thing about selling their souls for music and shit like that?
that's all bullshit.
Is it though? Is it?
I mean, you know, if a motherfucker made us, I mean, that's on them.
That's
I'm
his
not
pact
selling
with
my
the devil,
soul
yeah.
to nobody.
I would like.
I seen that. I think it's bullshit. I think people are crazy even to say shit like that though, because the universe crazy. You don't think everything could be possible, so you start even if you playing with shit like that, that shit might come true.
That shit.
You
Fuck,
feel
honestly,
what I'm
bro.
saying? Like, hey, you know, you never know what's behind that door. You keep talking. You know, some people are, oh, it's good. It's a PR stunt. You dumb motherfucker, you tripping.
Yeah, you make it real. It's gonna be real in your head. Whatever you make real is definitely
Yeah,
gonna
you
make it
real. No.
But
that's bullshit though. I believe,
yeah.
Yeah.
but
But
maybe
real
not.
quick, GoldToes, I know we're on a schedule, so that's the only reason why we gotta cut this shit off. But any artists that you got right now in the mix, or anybody in the works that you like? Okay, this is who's up next.
Oh, I know. Every time I get caught up in this stuff, I always be forgetting everybody. I want to say.
Okay, that's a fucked up predicament for you
I want to
because
say.
you gotta.
I want to say. TYSF. She's a girl out of San Francisco, Latino artist. She got some things coming up. We got Pay Me Zay out of Sacramento coming up. We got who else? We got GoldToes coming
There
up.
you go.
right.
GoldToes is the one I'm waiting for.
GoldToes doing his thing. Mr. Little One and GoldToes are gonna be working on some projects. You know what I'm saying? Mr.
crazy.
Little One been up, but he gonna keep going up. Man.
GoldToes.
I know you
where
got
it's
him.
at.
Yeah, I know you got him.
Yeah, yeah.
There's so man, there's so many artists I work with. My mind is blank, and they gonna be mad.
Hey, but that's the success you want to be at, where you
They
got
gonna be
so
mad.
many you don't
Hey,
even
there's
know.
So many,
Yeah.
there's so many artists. I'm gonna say R.I.P. TYS. You know what I'm saying? TYS, R.I.P. to him. Rest in peace to him. But oh man, I gotta look at my phone. I gotta look at who we've been promoting. Oh, man, I got a bunch of artists coming up, bro, and I just can't think of them all right now. So many of y'all, man. I apologize.
That's,
Yeah,
that's
nah,
all
and
right.
you know
That's
what?
all right.
We'll get you in for a part 2, hopefully
Yeah, I
one of
gotta
these
go look
days,
at my
and
list.
we'll make it. We'll do
Yeah.
it. But real quick, y'all, we got an event Friday, so we're kind of gearing up for all that stuff. But thank you, GoldToes, for sharing your story, bro.
For sure,
you know
man,
what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate
it.
you whatever. I hope it resonates because that's something that's attainable to a lot of these youth. Over 400 youth,
Crazy.
in the crowd. So I'm hoping something got to stick to them. You know. So.
Yeah.
For sure. Hey, but thank you so much for being here, yo, with the Reentry Network
That being
podcast, man.
said,
That's big. That's
let's get
big.
it.
For sure, y'all. Thank you so
Baby.
much.
Are we on live?